Hello internet, my name's Catherine. It feels like it has been forever since I have sat down and filmed a video. I feel like I'm apologizing for not uploading basically every other week because I have just been really bad at uploading recently. I've had a lot going on just with school and everything, and I've been busy, so I'm really sorry that I suck, but I'm gonna work on it. Also, I'm sweating, so I'm gonna open up my window. Today, I am gonna be filming a video of me reading my poetry. You guys seem to like these videos. I've done a couple of them. I always put this little disclaimer in there. A lot of these poems come from a very emotional place. I'm in a very good place, just want to put that out there, but I find when I'm struggling with things, it's easier for me to write them down. Nobody should be worried or scared or anything. I am good, I am fine. These all just come from emotions that I've experienced, and that you might want to read them. There might be some, I know there's like probably going to be some angsty poems in here, might be a love poem, who knows. I feel a whole lot of emotions. Let's just get into it. Okay, so this one is called Thank You. Thank you. Thank you for helping me become the person that I am. Through our trials and tribulations, lessons learned, you helped mold me into the person that I am today. So, thank you. But I don't think I fit this mold anymore. This space used to feel so comfortable, but now I just feel claustrophobic. It's time for me to break out of this mold to go on to bigger and better and wilder things. You have been by my side for so long, people started to pair our names together. There was no me and you, there was just us, and I think I need to be just me for a while. For the next few months, people will ask questions about you, how you're doing, if we're talking, what life is like without you, because the first thing people think about when they see me is you. So thank you for spending this chapter of time with me, but I think this chapter is over. Honestly, this book might be over. It might be time for a whole new story. And I'll never forget who I was when I was with you. I'll always remember the girl who fit that mold like it was a second skin, but that girl just isn't me anymore. I'd say it's time for me to find a new mold, but I refuse to limit myself to those regulations. There's no mold anymore. There is just me. Free to float and form into whatever I want, to grow and shrink and twist into impossible formations. It is time for me to explore every possibility of what I can be. And maybe this next version of me won't last very long. Maybe I have 1,000 more versions to go until I find one that feels just right. And maybe even then, that'll only last for a second. I release myself to examine every opportunity, every option. I reject the idea that I need to be someone who can be categorized. I'm not an object, I am a being. You do not need to label me. I do not need to be understood by anyone but myself. I'm sick of people saying, but this isn't you. Yes, it is. It is who I am right now, which may be different than who I was last year, this last hour, this past minute, but this is me now. So I wrote this poem after a couple months after my ex-boyfriend and I broke up, and we were together for like 2.5 years. He's a great guy. We had a great relationship. You know, every relationship has its ups and downs. We ended on good terms. We're solid. I still talk to him every once in a while. But that breakup was really hard because it's when you're separating from somebody that you've been around for so long, you're kind of letting go of this part of yourself and this part that other people associate you guys with. And it was this idea of kind of learning to not be me with him and just focusing on being me by myself. So that's where that one came from. I wrote that one like over a year ago at this point. This is one I wrote in June. I used to hate ad breaks until I met you. I was so hungry for content, but now I'm just hungry for your kiss. Ads in between our Bob's Burgers marathon turn into mini makeout sessions, and I find that far more entertaining than what's on the screen. I used to be embarrassed about my guilty pleasure show to binge watch, and I found out you watched it too. You turned to me ecstatic. I didn't feel guilty anymore. It was another thing that was ours. I used to think I was too lovey-dovey, that I always overdid PDA, and now you always want to hold my hand, spin me around, kiss my cheek, kiss me, and I don't care who sees, because the only people in those moments are us. Everything I used to feel has become so irrelevant because now I just feel happy. Yeah, so, I used to hate ads like on Hulu when you don't pay for the premium version because you're on Hulu student and you're poor. You get little ad breaks about like 3 or 4 times even per just like a 20-minute video, and I used to hate them. And then ads became this time when we could just tune out and just kiss each other for 30 to 90 seconds, and it became something I always looked forward to. So just shows you what a different mindset can be. I wrote this one in late July. I want to spend the rest of my life getting to know you better. I want to know the parts of you that you're proud of and the parts that you hide away like forgotten clothes in the back of a closet. I want to know you like the back of my hand. But I think from feeling your palm pressed against mine, I know every line, every curve, movement of your hand already. And that sounds like a good start. People always say, oh, I know that like the back of my hand. And I hold hands with my boyfriend so much, I think I've started to memorize the way his skin feels. That sounds really creepy. Not in like a weird way, just like I want to get to know every part of him, and to me that was just kind of like the beginning. Yeah, I don't know if any of these make sense, but that's fine. I wrote a poem I really, really like, but it's just like a very inappropriate poem, and my mom watches these videos, so we're gonna save that one for later. I wrote this one in late September. You make me happy cry. In a way I never knew I could feel like this. I never knew people could be this happy. It's like my depression is non-existent and my anxiety dissipates, and even when they're strong and raging, you're there to hold my hand through the chaos. Love is such a weird word because only 4 letters hold so much meaning, and when I say I love you, I hope you know I mean it. Like I really mean it. Like I know I love you, but I also know I more than love you, because I know what love is, what it feels like, and this is so much more. Knowing you is what I imagine Thomas Edison felt like when he finally got the light bulb right. Loving you is what Neil Armstrong must have felt when he stepped foot onto the moon. It's surreal. It's the most incredible thing. It's what we live for. I love you so much. So that one's another happy one. I'm bisexual. I wrote a lot of poems about that. This is one of them. Trigger warning, this does involve topics that are kind of hard to talk about. Trigger warning, this does include some homophobic slurs used. For example, I will put the time slot here for my next poem if you would like to just jump ahead and skip this one if you think that this will trigger you. I never want to put anybody in a triggering situation. Okay, let's go. There are phrases I often hear straight people say. You don't look bi. I'm not a homophobe, but don't shove it in my face. These things shouldn't be taught about in school. What if my child learns to be gay? I'm sorry I don't fit your expectations of what a typical bisexual looks like. Let me cuff my jeans and throw on a flannel. Hope that helps. I'm sure you have way more experience with my sexuality than I do, so please tell me how to be more bi. But then again, you don't look ignorant, and here we are. I refrain from holding my girlfriend's hand for fear of shoving it in your face, but since the day I was born, straight pride was shoved down my throat into my veins to be consumed and absorbed by my brains. Sexuality is only taught when you see a gay couple walking down the street, tap your son on the shoulder, and mumble, "Look at those kids." But don't worry, with you as a teacher, your child will definitely learn how to be a bigot. A few years go by and you wonder why your son refuses to speak to you, but it's because he's developed a crush on the cute boy at school and fears what slurs you'll start referring to him by. Your daughter comes home from school with a black eye and bloody nose. You ask what happens, but she holds her tongue. She knows if she tells you that she's got into a fight because she's got a girlfriend, suddenly she's not your little girl anymore. Some religions use the excuse, well, the Bible says. Forget what the Bible says. What about what my heart says? And God made me exactly the way I am, except the part of me that also loves girls. Got it. And when my love is accepted and my pride is allowed, I am shunned from pride events for being in a seemingly heterosexual relationship because my love isn't real unless you can see it. And what did we do to deserve a whole month anyway? Since when did who I sleep with become that big of a deal? Well, since queer people have been harassed, assaulted, oppressed, and killed for who they love, that's when. So I think a f***ing month is the least you could do. So that one's obviously a little more angry. A lot of the ones that I write about being bisexual tend to be angry. I think I'm gonna make a video about how I write my poetry in a little bit, because a couple of people were saying they would like to see that. And that seems like a fun thing for me, so be on the lookout for that, probably within like the next couple of months, which I realize is a long time. I just have some other videos I want to film. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this was kind of a roller coaster of emotions, but that was my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. I try to make new videos every single Saturday, and I would love to have you. I hope you guys have a great day, and I love you so much. Bye!